I'm a hillbilly's daughter, but don't feel sorry for me, 'cause I'd slit your throat just to watch you bleed.
Well, I rock and roll, I scream and I shout, I play guitar, that's what I'm about. I play it hard, play it loud, country punk's gonna knock you out. 'Cause I'm a hillbilly hick, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I'm a hillbilly hick, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Folks say that the devil will be looking for me, but I'm a step ahead of him, you see, 'cause I made me a deal, it's gonna set me free. All you suckers better let me be.
Got those two little jobs knocked out. That piece here and this other piece over here. I made a patch last time and then another one this time, and then I kind of screwed them up, made them a bit too small. Then I ended up doing the little half round bit at the top and bending it round in place. That kind of worked, but boy, that was a hassle. And then I had to refer back to my video because I rubbed out where my little blue line is. Got a brand new hole saw, bit oversized for the steering column, but I've got the gear selector, which I've got to make room for as well, so that's got to find some space. Let's see if I'm mocking some stuff up. So that signifies the end of all the repairs for this cab. I think there's going to be a few more little pieces to do. I want to fill up a lot of these holes. Here's a tip: take a hard drive apart and use the magnet. It's great. Getting distracted. Yeah, there's probably a few pinholes which I need to weld up, but I want to kind of get on to measuring up a bunch of CAD work and then having things made. So the next job is to refit the engine and transmission and see how that's looking, because I've got a list of stuff I need to CAD up. I want to get the seatbelt mounts in place. Well, I want to get them designed. I need to check them. I've got a piece of laser cut timber there. That's part of a mock-up for the seats. So I need to cut some bits of 2x4 to kind of make that work. Then I can mark out and do that. I need to get the job here done. I need to get a framework designed for my brake servo and pedal. Need to mock up all kinds of stuff.
Down by the old cemetery with its twisted oak trees, with the full moon high and the clouds hanging low. Past that creaky beaten chapel with its rusted broken gates, you'll find a place where seamen home go. Down a dead man's creek where the devil roams, waiting for another lost soul. Down a dead man's creek where the devil roams, waiting for another lost soul. Friday 13th was the date and it was getting kinda late. I headed down there with that gal of mine. Now I found that she'd been cheating, now she's heading for a beating. I smashed all 26 bones in her spine. Down a dead man's creek where the devil roams, waiting for another lost soul. Dead man's creek where the devil roams, waiting for another lost soul. for a second, and he opens up the gates, and he welcomes me into the depths of hell. Down in Dead Man's Creek, where the devil roams, waiting for another lost soul. Down in Dead Man's Creek, where the devil roams, waiting for another lost soul. Dead Man's Creek, where the devil roams, waiting for another lost soul. Down in Dead Man's Creek, where the devil roams, waiting for another lost soul.
Well, I have tried these in here before, but the floor's finished now, so I guess I tried them in before when the floor was not welded in. I lose track of time between welding and grinding. I think my brain is addled. But this is how they sit in there. I made up the templates over there, and straight off the bat, the little dowel things don't fit in. So I've got to adjust my measurements again. See about how I'm going to make some frames to support these bad boys. Kind of feel like the sliders need to be at the back of their travel. Otherwise, what's the point? So you've got the seats in here and you've got the sliders. The sliders in this position here mean that you're not going to be able to slide the seat back. But then, why would you want to slide the seat forward? I think maybe bring them forward a little bit so you've got a little bit of slidiness. But then it kind of begs the question, if you're not going to be able to use the sliders, what's the point in having them? Why retain them? I guess it's all part of the structure of the seat. Ponderings. Yeah, so in this position, you've got room to slide forward and back. The sliders aren't quite at the back there. But, you know, you're going to want to be able to move it forward. But they do this, it's going to be difficult with just one hand, but they do this kind of tilt forward, and then they're designed to roll forward, so you could get into the back of the car for the third row. But this way you can get to anything which is behind there, you know. So you've got to retain the sliders because the structure of the seat is, it's all part of it for the seat belts, which are going to be retained. So I think if I kind of position it like that, it'll work. Tim cut this board for me, which is from the model, which I drew in CAD. I wanted it to kind of help me position the seats and, double check. It's kind of difficult to measure the bottoms of these out, with a tape measure. And then you're sort of transferring it in the office. You haven't got them in front of you. I did that so that I could test the fit. That was the whole point of this. Kind of one-handed here. Straight off the bat, the positioning is slightly wrong. But overall, as you can see, the holes kind of line up. And it gave me the opportunity to see where I need to change it. So this piece of timber is just packaging material. And as you can tell, I made a bunch of notes on the back of it. I'll take this back to the studio and I'll make the adjustments to the design, and then I'll be able to send them off to the laser cutter, get some pieces made up. I think it's going to look quite cool. I've got the opportunity to put some draw runners on the inside if I want to put some storage underneath the cab. But I think the way they sit in the truck is going to look good. So this is my seat risers for my XC90 seats going in the GMC. The features on the top match in with what you've got on the bottom of the seats. There's some tabs that need cutting off and rivets which will be drilled out and replaced with M8 bolts. This face here is which bolts onto the into the floor. There'll be some spreader plates made up underneath of that. This is where the centre seat will go onto, and this whole thing is mirrored across to the driver's side. So there's a little bit of welding fabrication. It's going to be made out of 3mm thick mild steel, all bent and cut to shape. This little hole here is for the seatbelt anchor. So it's pretty cool how it's all going to work. It's nice to have that wooden template to be able to, you know, physically see exactly how far out anything is. And apart from the distance between these two rails, which 13mm out, everything else was pretty good. I just managed to elongate some of these holes and stuff like that. But yeah, looking forward to seeing how that comes out. It's been a strange night working on the truck. I'm not sure if that last bit recorded where I cut a piece of the inner fender out. I've marked it where it needs to be cut a bit more. It's good enough to set on here right now. It's nice to see the engine back in here. I really want to get an engine mounted fan for the rad. There's so many little things which need done. I thought I was getting somewhere. So I mounted the doors back on. I really wanted to make sure that these seats were going to be okay. I feel like they're going to be fine. I just need to mark up and make where some brackets, sort out that, and I should be good to go. Doors are fitting on quite nice. Passenger door fits on really well. Shut lines can be made perfect later on. Yeah. Kind of had a strange motivation level today. Hood back on, rested in place, doors on. Need to do some measurements. I always want to get more done than I do, but hey, such is life, right? What do you think of these seats in here? I think they're pretty cool. Not sure if this will come out on video, but at 10 o'clock at night and there's seagulls flying around.